Now see this box, I had to pre-drill some holes up in it, and I had to put them in at an angle here. Okay, so I drilled it this way and then angled the bit, and I had to drill a couple holes. That's I'm going to just use some drywall screws, so when I get it up there, I'll put 2 screws up in there, and that'll hold this whole box to the side of that TJI. I wanted to make sure I didn't get the holes too high because the screws are going up at an angle, and I don't want them poking out of the top edge of the bottom truss, the TJI, you know, that bottom piece, okay? And that, I believe that's gonna be fine. I don't think I have to make holes any higher than that. I could ream out the hole a little bit further, but I've already done that, and I'm allowing the screw going up at an angle because you can't do it too low because the first 1/2 inch is drywall up there, remember? Okay, so I've got that ready. I've got my wires cut. Now it's a matter of pushing this back up there and fitting my wires in there. On the one that I have just one hole, I'll put the new wire, I'll put it right next to the existing wire, you know, side by side, and fish it down the same hole. I can do that. And then presto, I'll get it up there, push this box up there, put some screws in it. As long as this is flush to the drywall, fine. If it's hanging down, I don't want it hanging down, but if it's up 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, that's fine too, okay? Because all I'm doing at that point is attaching the backing plate for the smoke alarm. So this backing plate is gonna attach, and look at that. The backing plate looks like it broke for some reason. I might have to, I don't know. I think I have to reuse that same one too. I'll have to be careful with it, and maybe I might have to put a washer in it first, you know, and put a washer over the top of it. That would probably work, because I want this flush up to the drywall. That's why I can't have this box hanging down at all. Okay, next step coming up. Okay, let's see how this box is gonna go, like that. And I'm gonna have to rearrange this wire somewhat. As long as it can go on the back side of this other wire, I should be all right. Okay. Like that. I'll bunch my wires up a little better. I'm just gonna take my time with this. I tried to straighten out the wires before because they had them all twisted up in there. Okay. Like that. There. Just like that. You see what I mean? And I'll be able to rearrange those after I get the screws put in there. I see, I'll hold it like that and then get the screws in there, okay? And I'm just gonna use 1 1/4" drywall screws. I gotta find those, be right back. Now, here's another quick tip for you. The only thing I had for a drop is an old crummy towel. And I thought, hey, no biggie, all I have to do is cut a hole here, that's all. I'm just gonna have a little bit of sheetrock mess right here. It'll be fine. I don't need a drop for the white carpet and stuff, but as you saw, I had all kinds of stuff down on the ground, insulation, the insulation stuff floating down. And if you got insulation up there and you're trying to fish through there, you want to make sure your air conditioner's off, your windows are closed, that kind of stuff, because you don't want your air filtering in here, moving all around, because all the little bits of dust and particles of the insulation are flying down, and then they can go all throughout this room. Yeah, all on the nice bedspread and stuff. And when I get all done, I'm gonna have to take a vacuum or something with an attachment and maybe do the whole bedspread. And I had a moving blanket in my car. I should have thought of that. I could have put the moving blanket all on that. I could have put this towel down here, or if you got some drop cloths or something like that, you know, be set up for your project, because you never know how messy you're going to get. And as for that, if you don't have anything more than that, hey, can you still do your job? Well, yeah, you still can. But I just vacuumed up again. I vacuumed up twice now. I've got my vacuum ready. I vacuumed all that stuff up because I don't want it to get all over the place. I don't want to track it in from here down the hallway into the next room, grind it down into here, moving the ladder back and forth, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, be mindful of your existing conditions and clean up a little bit. If you're in somebody's house doing this as a project or something, and they come in to their room and their nice white carpet's got junk all over it, and you're just working away, and you've got stuff all over the place, and you got your tools on top of their counter, and you don't have anything over their nice white bedspread, and this thing's already got a gouge in it. It's got some grease on it from your fish tape that wasn't working up here, and you didn't wipe it off. You weren't mindful. Hey, you don't want to do any of that. Act as though you're doing it for yourself. But even if you are doing it for yourself in your own house, just be mindful of certain things, okay? It'll make you become more aware for your next project, and your next project, and your next project. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Hey, here's a tip for you. If you happen to get a 250-foot roll of Romex, it comes in a plastic sheeting and a plastic little holder there. Don't pull the whole thing off, because then your wire is all going to get discombobulated every time you want to use the wire. Okay, so all I do is cut the plastic off on one side. Then the rest of the plastic holds the rest of the roll together. And now that I've got all my wire used up that I'm going to use for today, I'm just going to take this and roll it and set it back in here for my next project. Okay, and you can pretty much do the same thing, right? I could have been a little bit more careful rolling it, but I'm gonna need some more wire here. When I get done with this one ceiling fan, I'm gonna have to do the same thing in another one. But you see, it's all set up, ready to go for my next project. Okay? Remember that.